Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with Crash Your Trash. I don't remember what episode we are on because it has been a little while since I did one, but I've got a bunch of stuff here. Today we're going to be making cluster belly bands. So I love clusters. It's a great way to use scraps. It feels like it produces more scraps than I use, but I know I am using scraps, so that feels good. I've got some other supplies here. So I've got some big punches because these are a wider. I've already cut them to size, so they are 2.5 inches by 9 inches. So I'm just using this as our base because we're not going to cluster the whole thing. We're probably just going to focus kind of here in the center. So I've got some punches to do some focal point punching. I haven't selected the focal points yet. We'll just kind of do that intuitively as we move through the process. I've got this one as well, one of my favorite punches. I'm just going to set these to the side, and I've got a larger circle punch, 2.5 inches, so I think that's going to be okay because it's okay if it hangs over, and that one actually isn't going to hang over, so that's perfect. So we've got those, and then I just got this crocodile corner chomper, and I thought I would show you what it does. Hang on, let me get a scrap piece of paper here. I've got all of my scrap buckets over here, so I can pull from them if I want to. So this one goes like so. You see that that punch? It's got that angle, and then hopefully I didn't just do the same one. We'll see. That's the same one, so I'm going to turn it over and show you the other one. Like that. Whoops. Like that. So we're going to be using this to round the corners. In fact, why don't we just start there? How about that? So I've got, you can't see everything in screen, but I've got my larger scraps here because obviously I'm working with a bigger area, so I do need some larger pieces to start off the layering. I've got medium-sized pieces. I've got specialty pieces, which are my rice paper, the 3M masking paper, some tissue, some white kind of cotton paper, and some vellum. And over here I've got some coffee dyed paper, scraps, book pages, and music pages. And over here I have my littler scraps, which is going to be where we end up finishing off the cluster at the top layer. I've got my bin of scrap laces, and then I also pulled some bigger scraps. I keep my bigger scraps in another bucket, so we've got all of those. So let's get going. So let's go ahead and start by rounding these corners, not rounding them, making them. I need to make a mark or something so I know which is which. Hold on. I already forgot. I don't want to do that one. I want to do this one. I already ran out of corners on that one. Hang on. Let's see. Let's see if that'll work. Yeah, that's the one I want. So I'm going to try to make a mark on here if I can with something. Maybe I'll just put a little piece of sticky note here, just so I know that this is the one I'm working on, so I'm not constantly having to test it. Okay, so let's get these punched. I wonder if it stores all the little thingies that it cuts out. It must, because I don't have any on my desk. I have one. Okay, so here we go. So we are going to start by inking up these base. Well, let's pick some big pieces and then we'll kind of ink as we go. Obviously, I can't ink everything because I don't know what I'm going to use. Fixing the camera here. There we go. So I forgot to get my ink out. Goodness gracious, it's Sunday morning. I've got a whole day where I can craft. We got together with the kids and everybody yesterday, so we had a fantastic time. We played bunco, which was hilarious. And in our family, the kids are included in the bunco, so all the way from 13 down to 5. So it was super fun. So let's go ahead and pick our starting pieces here. So I've just picked a bunch of stuff from my stash, and trying to think if maybe, I mean, we do need a base to start with. I just have never done anything kind of with these dimensions, so I'm a little bit struggling to get my mind around it. But I think if we just start tearing this, we'll be good, because I like my edges rough. So I'm just going to tear the 4 big pieces here, and then I'm going to ink those up, and I'll be back with you. I just realized, guys, that these are going to be too long, because page size is not 9 inches. Journal size is 9 inches. So let's see how big this actually is. It is just under 9 inches. So I'm going to take off a little bit off of the bottom of each of these, about halfway. Well, I better take that off. Oh, goodness gracious. I've already cut that. So, because it is measuring 9 inches. That's not going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off one end of each of these, because that's not going to work. But, okay, we are ready to move on. I did switch out another one of the papers. This I felt like wasn't wide enough for the middle, or for the base piece. So we've got all of our bases. We're all inked. I'm going to make sure that these are going the right direction, because these are music sheets. This is the mixed media paper that I did on camera, and this is just a photocopy. And so that same with all the base pieces are the ones that I did. That one's right, and that one is upside down. Okay, enough of that. Let's get going. So oftentimes you're not going to see much of the base. Like this is there, it's going to be covered over. So our next layer is going to be, let's go ahead and glue these down. Apologize for the willy-nilliness of my process here. So a lot of my scraps are often misprints, so that's why sometimes I have bigger pieces in here than one might consider to be a scrap, but they're scrap because they were maybe just a failed print job. There we go. So what do we want next? I think we need a little piece of some textile stuff here, which means we're going to need to tap into our bigger pieces because we've got longer bits here. So let's just go ahead and we're going to have things go bigger than the space, so if that makes any sense. So like that can go like so. And let's just go ahead and use 2 of these. I love that. We may switch this up, we'll see. Actually, I think I want to put some blue on this one because I've got this blue, beautiful blue lace that is lovely. Let's just get a snippet of this. Now I don't want it to be too far over the edge, because then if you try to slide things under the belly band, they're going to have a problem. So I'm going to trim this a little bit more so we don't lose all of our image here. So I think I'm going to turn it over that way, even though this is all going to be covered, guys. That's the reality. I don't know what I'm pretending and defending here. But I guess it would depend on so if you put this on a left page, people are going to most likely slide in, well, I do anyway, I slide in from this side versus the other side, this would be a right page, and I would slide in this way. So I don't think it's going to matter. It's just for my journals anyway. So let's go with that there. And how about a piece of this? I love the daintiness of this, guys. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine. And then we've got another big piece. That's awesome. Okay, so let's have 2 going that way. This one doesn't matter because it's, I like that because it's going higher than the piece. Let's see if we can get a different one of this. See if it's longer. Because I like that it's extended past. Yes, that's better. So let's see what else we've got here. I think this one needs a little bit more of something. So let's see what we've got here. We've got this. We'll use that later on a smaller bit. I love these flowers. Oh my gosh. Most of my laces I get either at the local antique shop in our town, or I get them from Hobby Lobby when they run their 50% off sales. So we've got 3 going that way. So let's switch one of these. There we go. So let's go ahead and glue those on. So it is almost spring break here in Washington State. I'm very, very much looking forward to that. My back is so sore and I'm so tired. It mostly hurts to sit down. It doesn't hurt as much when I'm standing or walking. But I do have my first physical therapy on Tuesday of this week. So that's going to be a good start. There we go. So we've got our 3 build-up bases here. So now we're going to go in for some medium size bits. So, and I want to kind of try to mix these up. So I love that turquoise is showing through. So I love this piece right here. Actually, that might be, we don't want to go too thick either. So that's also what I'm thinking of here. But I think this is going to be perfect on this piece. So I'm going to put it on the back of the paper this time. I'll let you just watch here for a moment. Come on, Fabri-Tac. You don't have to give me fits today. Okay, so we are ready for the next layer. I think we need a little bit more paper, or maybe some textile stuff. So like this is a vellum, which would be really pretty there. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful, beautiful. This one's almost done. I feel like I need something else under here though before I go there. Maybe some tissue paper. So I have some of the Tim Holtz paper over here. That's just again from my scrap bin. I'm not sure if I want any of that here. Not there. Not there. Not there. This one would be perfect over here. So let's go ahead and adjust here. I'm just hopping around, guys. No real rhyme or reason. Something will strike me as the right piece when I get going here. I think this one actually, I'm actually there now with this one. So, but the turquoise is just not. Ooh, this would be beautiful over here as the maybe the last layer. We'll put some lace here first because we are now again at a good lace level. So let me see what I've got here. I've just got some of the netting kind of part of the lace here. So let's just get a bit of that. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope that life is treating you kind and all of that stuff. I really can't complain, even though sometimes I feel like I do. But I have a lot to be grateful for, you know? A lot to be grateful for. I'm just going to press that down. That's not adhering there. Let's try some glue. I thought that would work better. There we go. Okay, so now did we want this here? Oop, we want this over one way or the other. Come on. Move. Can you move, please? Can you move? Or not? Let's just pull it up. Let's just pull it up. I want to. Let's get some glue under there. I'm already getting pretty sticky here. So I want, oh man, that's the wrong way, Renee. Try again. It's very forgiving because it's just a cluster, right? Kind of want that over there because I want to be able to see some of it underneath this because this is our last piece on this this belly band. Do we want it to go that way? I think so. It's going to hang over a little bit, but that's all right. So this one is done. We just are going to need a focal point for that. So I'm just going to set it aside so I know that I don't have to think about that one. So let's work on these last ones. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This would be epic on here, wouldn't it? Let's do it. This is that handmade paper that I've talked about in other videos. That's from my neighbor. Really, really great lady. She used to be a teacher in our district here in Battleground. I think she taught elementary school, if I remember right. But she said she's going to show me how to make this. So hopefully that can happen this summer. That would be so cool. So I'm going to kind of go over to this side because I want to make sure that I can retain some of that as we move along. So that is that actually. So again, I'm moving intuitively, guys, so I am changing my mind and that is okay. So please, when you're doing these, if you try it, just your eyes will know. Our eyes know. We are all artistic. We all have the ability to sense what we find beautiful to look at. And so if we follow our hearts and our eyes, we will end up with something that we really like. Almost like that there. Let's see what else we've got. We've got some. I'm not going to use everything I pulled out here. I pulled out a lot of bits. I've got some of the 3M masking paper, which is always nice. Let's do that. And as I've mentioned, I try to mention it every time I use it, that in my printer, which is a top-loading printer, I can cut this 3M masking paper to letter size, US letter size, and I can run it through my printer without it being taped to anything, or I do have to put paper behind it to kind of trick the printer, but it prints on absolutely stunning. Again, it's in my scrap thing. Sometimes it gets in my scraps, even though, I mean, this is a pretty decent length, but for some reason it does end up, oh, I love that. It does end up in my scrap bin. I'm not sure how. Well, for starters, none of my ribbons and laces are organized, which is going to be rectified, I'm hoping, during spring break, where I can create some spools to put them on. And yeah, I need to get those under control. They're terrible. It's really hard to find anything, and I know I'm missing out on finding things that I could use because I don't. They're just such a tangled mess. So, oh, I am loving that. Loving that. Just press that down a little bit. So I feel like that one is done as well. You know what? We need one more piece on this one. So what would we like? Do we want to bring in another piece of that, the daisy one? Let's see what we've got here. I didn't even tap into these smaller ones because I didn't really go small. This one would be pretty. Let's just, we want to make it fairly thin here. Yeah, I like this book page though, so let's go ahead and do that. To be really careful because it just, by touching it, it just tears. I don't remember the age of this book, but it's pretty old. Let's see, do we like that one? The Story of Heidi showing? Yes, we do. Yeah, fabric tack. I didn't want to do as many layers on this. I mean, it feels like there's still a lot, but I didn't want it to be too thick in depth. So that's why we're going to kind of finish up here, and then we're going to look for some focal points. So I don't know what I have in mind because I don't know what journals these are going to go in. So what I might do is just create like kind of a neutral kind of focal point, like a shape or something, and then that can be decorated and embellished upon later, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. So as you can see, I kind of do follow kind of the color theme in general, so that I'm bringing out the different colors in each cluster. So this one, I'm bringing out that, I'm bringing out the background there, which I think is really lovely. So that's just how I do it. Definitely don't have to do it that way yourself. You do what you like. I'm just sharing kind of my recipe. I'm gonna kind of go down like that because I always like these really interesting edges here. Hopefully that's gonna stay. I need to unplug this glue, so I'll be right back, guys. So there we go. So that is done. So now we need to decide on some focal images. So I'm gonna bring all these down here. A focal, something to start a focal point, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So are these all still going in the right direction? Yes, they are. And now I want to think about what I want to do here. Because I'm not gonna really do much with these, because I do want them to be able to be used in a journal. Nope, not that. Okay, come on, Cara-Renee. Come on. I think that's lovely. That can go on a really vintage piece. Maybe we'll just do that and then just put a word on it. You know, like a quote or something. That would work too. Let's see if we've got anything interesting in here. We can also pull from these papers again. If there's, oh, this is lovely. This would be beautiful. This is from when I did my, oh goodness, Bohemian Beauty Journal. This is from, oh, I can't remember. It's been too long since I made it to remember who the maker was. So that's cool. Except I don't think I really like that shape. So I won't throw that away, but I'm going to grab a different one. I like this shape better. I don't want them to all be the same. I'm going to do a circle with this one. I didn't end up using, you know what, maybe we should use the big punch. Let's try one just to see if we like it or not. It may be too much, but we won't know until we try. So I've got to find a big enough piece in here. So I've got this one, which again is going to tie in some of these colors here. So I'm going to go ahead and just see what I think about that. And just kind of place it here and see. It's kind of going to take over that, but I kind of like that. Or it could go up here. I think I'm liking the circles, you guys, so I apologize for changing my mind. Those will get used in another way. I love this black paper. Oh, this green would be beautiful on this one. Yeah, the green. I am so all over the place. It's okay. Hopefully this is going to be big enough. Big enough scrap. Yep. I love that. And then let's see what else we've got here. What other paper do we have that we can make a nice little circle out of? Kind of pretty. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Nope. Is this too big? I mean, too small? Is it? Oh. It is too small that way. Is it too small this way? Let's find out. Come on, girly. Yeah, it's gonna be too small. Darn it, I really liked that. So let's just grab another scrap. Do I have any more of that? I'm looking for another piece of that grungy daisy paper that we, oh, you know what? Oh, we've got these too. I've got this scrap here. Let's see if this is big enough. I think it might be. Yes, sirree. I like that one on there. And then I don't think I care for this one for some reason. Let's find one more piece. It's kind of got, I think I want to bring out that navy, which is kind of where I'm stuck here. Let me see if I've got something here quick and easy to grab. I'm trying to look for a piece of that paper. This one's probably big enough. So let's see. Is it? Okay, let's just trim this and see if we can get it from the other angle. See if it's wider. Is it wider? I think this will work. Let's do it. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, I'm going to ink these up and glue them on, and then we will be finished. So in case you guys haven't seen this before, this is how I store a lot of my ephemera. I have these binders and these zipper pouches. So I've got some stuff in here that probably we could use because they're a little bit, these are a little bit bigger, and I like that. So I'm going to open this one up, see if we've got something that will fit here. Goodness gracious, I'm all over the place. Like, I love this Majestic. It's a little bit big, but these are big belly bands, right? I love that one there. So let's see what else we've got. I always forget about these. Bloom would fit there. And then I love this one is Embrace, fits that one. And then Butterflies. So what would we, oh, Courage, there you go. Courage. There we go. That was so easy. Goodness, I always forget about these because they're stored over there. Trying to point and you can't even see. So we are finishing up, my friends. And as I mentioned before, I honestly couldn't tell you where I get all these quotes because when I first started buying them, I put them all together, and that was probably a mistake. But I did. So let's go ahead and start gluing these on. Hopefully my Fabri-Tac is better. Feeling more cooperative. You know, I don't know if you guys know when things look good. I mean, I think it takes practice to recognize that. But I always know, like, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is not my favorite. I wish I'd done this. Or I wish I did that. But you get a sense of it over time, I feel, as you let yourself be free to create and not worry about being right or wrong. Just have fun, create. I love that. Look at that. Beautiful, if I do say so myself. I think we'll use a piece of that blue lace for this one. I'm just going to kind of put it there in the middle. Feels right. Cut a little piece of this just to go under that word. I don't really like that for some reason. I'm going to go with it though. I'm not a big fan of the dark lace, I think is my issue here. But we're just gonna be okay with it. Okay guys, we are done. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Even though this is a 108-minute video, I will shrink it down, as you will have already known by now when you watch the video. There we go. So thank you guys so much for coming by. Take care. Bye-bye.